Today I'm going to begin and show you how to start your template A for those of you working at home on AutoCAD or for those of you on distance learning. So here we have our AutoCAD start screen. So we want to click on Start a Drawing. When this starts to pop up, this is what your screen should look like here, and it's an untitled drawing number 1. So what we want to do here is we are going to do a save as right away. So if I take my cursor and lay it on top of a different icon, it gives me a drop down or cascading menu. So we're going to click Save As. We want to save it into your Google Drive file stream, which we have, I believe, shown you as well. So click that, then make sure you are now working in your Google file stream. We will know it's yours also because your name should also show up in the drop down menu. Double click on My Drive, and then you're going to save it as template A. Now, I've already saved a template A in my Google Drive. Any saved drawing will give you a small thumbnail in the preview box. So save it as template A, click Save, and then it should save it, and we'll begin to draw it, and then click Save here at the end. So the first thing we're going to do here is we want to make sure our dynamic input is off. So down here at the bottom of your screen below your command bar, it will say Model. Then this icon is for your grid, Snap, and then this is your dynamic input. It should say off. If it's in blue, it's on. If it's gray, it's off. If you don't see this little icon, come over here to the 3 horizontal bars. It's your customization tab. Click on that. And then you want to just make sure dynamic input is checked. So if you look down here, here's the dynamic input icon. If I check it off, it disappears. It's no longer here. If I go in again, check it on, it does just show up and say it's active on here, but I still have to toggle it on and off. So make sure your dynamic input is off, and it says off when I hover. So the first thing we're going to do here is make sure our grid is on, and we're going to start with a line command. We're going to type in the word line. Hit enter on the keyboard 1 time. And then you just follow the directions. So here we go. Specify first point. We want to click with our cursor. We're going to go 0, 0, hit enter. And now you can see it's giving me a line. Okay? And in fact, I can just type everything in and the data will enter itself. So now my second point is going to be 12, 0, enter. And then I want it to go vertical. So again, I don't have to do anything more than just leave my cursor alone. My next line specification is going to be 12, 9, hit enter. And then I'm going to go 0, 9, enter. And then my next point, I can go 0, 0. And now I'm going to hit escape on my keyboard, and that cancels it. So what you now see on your screen is the outside edge of your paper. This is not the actual template A. We're building a sheet size. So I'm going to zoom in here with the wheel on my mouse here. If I push that mouse down, that scroll wheel on the mouse, I can now zoom in and pan with a hand. So now what I'm going to do is I want to make sure my grid is on. I'm going to turn my snap on. So now it's blue. Also, if you look right above your command bar, the snap is now on. So now I want to draw another rectangle inside of this one that you see here on your screen. So now I'm going to go up here to the line command in my drawing toolbar. Okay, multitude of different tools here. We're going to click line. And I want to start right here at this point, which realistically, if you look at your screen, and I'll zoom in, I am 1 small square away from 0, 0. So then I'm going to maintain a parallel line. I'm going to stop short at 1 square away. I need to scroll out, pick here, and then come back to my start. And then hit escape to cancel that command. So now what I've done here is this outside rectangle is the border of the paper you're going to print your drawings on. And then this inside line that is the border for template A that you drew. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make the outside box disappear. So I'm going to put my cursor on all 4 lines and I'm going to left click once, twice, 3, and 4. I'm going to move my cursor offline. I'm going to now do a right click on the mouse and I'm going to pick erase and all my lines erase. Okay. So now we're going to add in that 3/4 box from the bottom line up, because now we have to build the title block information for our school, location, and then over here on the bottom right-hand side is going to be your name and the course. So again, what we're doing here is we're recreating what we did for template A pencil paper. This time around though, we're doing electronically. So again, we're going to save you minutes of time, which will turn into hours of time, which will turn into days of time of savings to complete your work. So now we're going to go down here to the command bar, and I'm going to type in a lowercase letter O. Now, anytime I type in a letter, certain things pop up. So what I actually want is my offset. The O is the shortcut. So what this allows me to do now is I'm going to take a line, I'm going to move it at a predetermined distance. So I type in a lowercase o, hit enter on my keyboard, and now it tells me offset. So I'm going to give it a distance. So I'm going to click over here, 0.75, hit enter on my keyboard. I want to take this line, that bottom line, and once I select it and pick it blue, it now asks me to specify which side. So if I just drag my cursor up, you can see that my line goes above. If I drag my cursor below, well, now my line goes below. Well, I want it to go up. All I do is click, and then I hit escape to cancel it. So now we're going to build this 3-inch box to add our school and city. So now I'm going to go back and do another offset. So lowercase o on my keyboard in the command bar, enter. I'm now going to change my distance. As you see here on your screen, it is by default now at 0.75, 3/4 of an inch. Anything that shows up between the greater than and less than symbol, that is what is set for default. So right now with drawing number 1, which is our template A, it's going to stay to its last number we did the offset. So now we have to change that. We're going to change it to an even 3, hit enter. Now I'm going to pick 2 lines. I'm going to take my vertical on the left, come into the middle of the drawing, and while it's selective, I'm going to take the vertical on the right and come in and now hit escape. So now you can start to see my 3 boxes of school location, name of my drawing, and eventually your name and course. So now we have to make these lines disappear. Now, if I click on the line and I do erase, the whole thing erases. So I can't erase it. I have to trim it. Trim is nothing more than a fancy term for cutting off parts of a line. So it's like getting your hair trimmed. We're not shaving your head bald. We're just going to trim it up and clean it up a little bit. So we're going to clean up and trim up some of your drawing. So we're going to click down here in our command bar. On your keyboard, you will type in a lowercase t and a lowercase r. And you can see now the trim comes up with a scissors, so it shows we're going to trim certain things. So you can click on it and it says select objects. But if you look above, we need to select the cutting edge. So where are we making this cut? This cut line is this one right here. So I'm going to pick this horizontal line, turn it blue. Then it tells me 1 was found. So good, that's what we want. Now we select the objects we want to cut off. So we want to make this part of the line disappear. And if you notice, oops, sorry, have to hit enter. So now I got to figure out where am I going to make that cut. Now, once it's going to have me select that object to trim, now I can bring my cursor in, and if you watch on your screen, I highlight it and it disappears and it shows a red X. So it will show me if I trim this line off, this is what my screen will look like. Or conversely, if I pick below the line, that line will disappear. Well, I need to keep these two on the bottom, so we're going to left click, and I'll zoom out, and you can see now I've kept what I want. So now I hit escape to end that command. And if you look at this box now, this is your template A that we drew on pencil paper. Now we're going to add the text. So we're going to scroll in, zoom in. Okay, so we're going to go down our command bar. We're going to type in the word text, T-E-X-T. Please spell correctly, because spell check does not occur on CAD. It's going to ask you to pick a start point. Okay, so we're going to click on our screen, but turn your snap off. Pick anywhere you want in this box. I'm going to start about here, for example. Then it's going to ask me down here, what's my height? By default, it's 0.2. We need to change it to 0.125. 0.125 is the decimal equivalency of 1/8 of an inch. Hit enter. Angle of rotation is 0. Awesome, we want it at 0. Hit enter. Now you type. Turn on your caps lock. Rogers High School. Hit enter on your keyboard one time. Rogers, comma, hit the space bar, MN. Then on your keyboard, enter, enter. And then you can see we have our school and our location. Scroll over to this side. Zoom in. Type in the word text. Hit enter. Pick your starting point. And if you see down here, command bar, that 0.125, that 1/8 inch is still active. Enter on your keyboard. Rotation is still 0. We want our letters to go vertical. Hit enter. Then you're going to type in your name. So I'm just going to put my name in. And I'm going to hit enter on the keyboard. Then I'm going to type in my course, CAD 1. Enter, enter. Zoom out. And this is now your template A. So now we're going to go and do a file. Since we've already done our save as, we now just click save, and it should save it as template A. To make sure it has saved correctly, this drawing 1 should now turn into your template A. So we're going to take it to my Google Drive file stream here. I'm going to change my file name to my template A. I'm going to click save. The screen flashes, and now this tab turns into template A. Before I close this drawing, if you close it and it doesn't save, it's gone forever. We cannot recover it. We're going to click our open. Now I put on 2 template A's to make sure it's there so I can see that it's my drive. I know it's my drive because my name shows up in a couple locations. So I'm in my drive. And if I click on this template A or this one, and you can see the little thumbnail icon jumps around, it now shows a basic thumbnail sketch of my template A. Okay, so it's there. So just to test, we can close this, file open, there's my template A, and now this is the same drawing you're going to use over the course of this semester. If you have any questions, please email me, send a picture of your work, or since this is on now Google Drive, you can share this drawing with me in Google Drive, especially if you're doing distance learning. For those of you who are doing the hybrid model, feel free to bring this in with your CAD laptop and we can get you squared away. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know, but this is now your template A in an electronic version. And now we're going to make multiple copies of this. I will have another video forthcoming that shows you how to make multiple copies of this. Please don't ever do a drawing only on template A. We have to save this numerous times. We'll see you next time.